On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And we're your therapist. Why don't you just lie down and tell us what's going on?
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah,
turns out you're crazy and everybody knows it.
That would be so cool if we could be, first of all, we're always figuring out something that we can do together. Always.
Yeah.
And I think that would be so cool to be able to be a therapist with you because the stories and the drama.
The last people who should be trying to help people mentally is us.
Okay, but then we were talking last week about becoming PIs together.
Oh, private investigators, yes.
That would be so fun.
I know someone that I saw today, and she was telling me about this guy that she's been working out with. Like, they go to the same gym.
Okay.
And she's like, telling me all about it. I'm like, oh, he's for sure flirting with you.
Ooh.
100%. And she's like, I know, I'm going to see him tonight at the class. And like, I'm excited. And I ruined it.
What do you mean?
Well, okay. So I was like, did you stalk him at all? And she's like, no. And she's like, I tried. I like couldn't find him. So I was like, beep, 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 beep. And he's married.
Oh, no.
But I was like, that is not the type of guy that I would want to be married to, because the things that he was like, he was being flirty.
And then if you get with him, the way you get him is the way you lose him.
Yeah.
I know she won't, but just in general.
I know, I felt bad. She's like, did you see something? I was like, no. She's like, why are you lying to me? And I was like, okay, well, I did see something. Do you want to know it? But you know what? You can have multiple wives. And speaking of, I was just in Salt Lake City. And wait, I have to tell you about the race because there was drama.
What do you mean?
I didn't tell you about this. So we're there, and it was at the Rice Stadium, which is where we went last year. Mm-hmm. It was so fucking hot. I didn't even think about, but like where we were sitting was so hot. Hot dog just stepped in.
Sorry, come here, girl.
It was so fucking hot. We were like sitting in the sun, and then all of a sudden there's like these like gray black clouds,
mm-hmm.
and then this announcement comes on. It's like everybody has to evacuate.
What?
Yes. And they like put it on the sign. They're like, emergency evacuation, blah, blah, blah. Severe weather incoming.
Oh, shit.
And it was such a hot day that it was like so random. And so I was like, okay. But of course, right before that moment, my dad, who's the only one I was there with, was like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. And so he walked away. And then the crowd is just
shocked.
Well, they're all just fucking dumb. Like everyone's like, instead of just walking the normal thing and going and walking to wherever we were told to go, people are like stopped and just like clogging everything. And I'm like, and I knew it wasn't serious because I'm like, okay, come on. It's probably, just thunder or something or lightning. And so I was with the lady and her kid who were sitting next to us. Mm-hmm. She's like, I'm going to follow you. And so we just fucking like jumped over this barrier thing. One thing about me, if there's an emergency, I'm leaving, Like I'm not going to look around like, well, what's going on? I'm like, I'm getting out of here. And so we ended up walking through this like garage in the stadium, and there was like cops there, and they're like, you can't walk through here. And I said, okay, well, there's an emergency. I don't know what to do. And so they finally let us walk through, and then I went and found my dad or whatever, but I was like, oh my God, just felt
scary.
At first I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what is this?
What kind of weather happens in Salt Lake? Like, do they get tornadoes?
No, it was just like, I think like rain.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And so they made everyone like get up, and then like 10 minutes later they were like, you can return to your seats. And I was like,
oh, please.
Thanks for the adrenaline boost.
Yeah. But it was a good race, good time.
Yeah, it was a good race. I mean, my favorites weren't there because they were both injured right now. Eli Tomac is injured, and then Aaron Plessinger wasn't there either. But but it was still a good race. And it was fun to take my dad
Yeah.
all around Salt Lake City.
Speaking of, you started watching Salt Lake.
Oh, The Real Housewives. Yeah, I did.
Yes, and I'm so excited. I want you to watch all the franchises with me.
You've tried so hard. On the plane ride home, for some reason, that nothing was fucking working on the app, but it let me watch that show. So I was like, well, I like hid my phone kind of. I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this on the plane. And I was watching it, and then I watched the next one, and then I was like, well, I got to know what happened. So then I kept watching it, and yeah, I was telling you all about it.
I'm going to get you to watch them all.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do a little podcast recap.
Yeah, that's what the world needs, another Bravo podcast.
I know.
This gets one like. We'll do it. Put a gun to our head, okay?
Oh my God.
Wait, but while I was watching it the other night, I was like, all right, girly, like I'm going to bed or whatever. And you're like, well, I kind of want to stay on the phone while you're going to watch that. And
Yeah, because
like,
I want to hear, if you've seen any TV show that you love, aren't you jealous of the people who haven't seen it and get to watch it, and like experience that feeling again? And so I was like living vicariously through him. He was like, okay, I'm on 2 minutes and 21 seconds. And so I keyed up my TV to be at the same place and we watched it together. But you fell asleep. You were sleeping, man.
I was like, I fell asleep and I woke up to girly.
And you're like, oh, shit. Okay, good night.
I did. I fell asleep. Oh, wow.
Oh, well. Well, this weekend I had a bunch of people at my house for Mother's Day.
Yes.
Which was very fun. And then last night, Spencer, we took our dear friend Alyssa out for her birthday.
We did.
We took her to eat and to get ice cream. And we were dying laughing because we were getting ice cream. Spencer and I walked out of the ice cream shop and Alyssa, we thought was with us. And we were like, Alyssa, see, you are just so loved. And we were walking without her.
Yeah, we didn't know she was stuck behind us, like inside still. We're just walking like, happy birthday, girl. Everyone loves you. And we're just like,
two in our own heads.
just by ourselves, like, bye. No, what was really funny though, so last week after we were done recording, we were sitting on my couch.
Oh my
and
God.
On TikTok, this thing, we were like watching TikToks and this thing popped up and it was like, can you answer these 5 questions to pass 5th grade? Yeah. And we're like, yeah,
Of
tell
course
us.
we can.
Miss fucking IQ over here. And we got all of them wrong.
Them wrong. It was like, what? Now we know who the second president was.
John Adams.
Yeah, John Adams. But what the fuck? And I think it's just the California school systems, or I guess the United States in general. But like,
It might be an us issue.
it probably is an us issue. But you and I both were like, no, we know George Washington. And then it skips all the way to Lincoln.
Yeah, and then I'm like, Lyndon B. Johnson's in there somewhere.
And then FDR, we know.
We know JFK, the Bushes.
We know
Bush
Nixon
bros.
and Reagan at some point.
Yeah.
But how dumb.
Well, I think we're just aloof. Aloof maybe
Idiots.
is the word. It's the dichotomy of the situation, though, really, when you break it all down,
Yeah, but now you and I have memorized every fucking question they ask. So we played it last night with Alyssa, like, John Adams.
We're like, oh, the largest ocean in the world? Oh, it's gotta be the blah, blah, blah.
Oh, the longest river? Oh my God. That's doody-doo.
We don't remember now.
But I know that when water freezes, it turns into ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse us.
God.
We know a thing or two about a thing or two.
We recommend doing those, though, because it's fucking hilarious how stupid you are.
Well, because a lot of them are things that truly are not applicable to life. Something I heard in 3rd grade isn't going to stick around,
That's why that show, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader, did so well.
We should watch it now.
Yes.
And see. That was with Jeff Foxworthy, right?
Yeah, he hosted. But it truly is. It's like these little things that you should know, but they
Well, that's like when people take the citizenship.
oh my God, they have to know more than
anyone of us would know.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's not fair.
It's not. But I feel like it makes me wish I could like go back and really retain it all.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I want to go read the different history books from.
If I were in school again, knowing what I know now, I feel like I would be valedictorian, I would be prom queen, and I'd be head of the cheerleaders.
I don't know what I'd be. I think a lot of what you learn in school isn't important.
Yeah.
I think it's
Have you seen that? Cisco was showing it to me the other day. These kids are in class with their hands, like do, like with their fingers. And that's how they're counting. Because they've learned
They change everything, though.
I know.
And I feel for fucking parents. Because when I have a lot of friends who are parents who are like, I don't know how to do my fucking kids' schoolwork.
Oh my God, I know.
They're like secretly Googling it. Like,
yeah.
don't ask me.
Don't ask me. Well, I've got a listener email.
Let's hear it.
You want to hear it? Okay. It says, someone's been listening to you guys. Catholic priest stuns worshipers by telling them Christ. Actually, I can't read you what this person wrote. I have to read the article, okay?
Okay. Cliffhanger.
It's from the Daily Mail. A Catholic priest has been reprimanded after telling his stunned worshipers that Jesus Christ had an erection when he died on the cross. And we've talked about boners. Father Thomas McHale, the priest at Our Blessed Lady Immaculate in Black Hill, Consett, County Durham, took to the pulpit as normal on Good Friday. However, the 53-year-old, who is from America, is understood to have told the congregation, roughly 100 Catholic residents, that blood would have rushed to the lower body of Jesus as a result of the violent execution method of crucifixion.
He's right.
He is right. I don't mean to be disrespectful,
Well,
but...
no, but bodies are bodies. Logic is logic.
Yeah. A parishioner told The Times he told people Jesus died with an erection. The church was shocked. There were young families there. Father McHale is understood to have not lost his job despite complaints from parishioners about the vulgar Easter weekend sermon. It was Easter weekend. Jeez Louise. A spokesman for the Diocese of Hexham and Newcastle told the publication a complaint was received and has been investigated in keeping with our diocesan complaints policy. The investigation has been very recently completed and the complaint is upheld. In April, a Catholic ministry hastily pulled the plug on the world's first AI priest after it suggested baptizing a baby in Gatorade and solemnly advised one woman on how to prepare for marriage to her brother.
Why not?
Why not? Californian advocacy group Catholic Answers created Father Justin to provide users with faithful and educational answers about Catholicism.
Okay, so he's not a real person.
No, this is separate.
Oh.
But this is just what's happening in the Catholic Church right now, I guess.
Wow. Who knew?
Father Justin has now been defrocked and recast as a lay Catholic advisor after a storm of protests from believers outraged at the creepy experiment. Last year, another pastor was also embroiled in another row for outsourcing his Sunday service to artificial intelligence. Jay Cooper of Violet Crown City Church in North Austin decided to see if the transformative technology was up to the task of inspiring his congregation through a complete 1-hour service. The Methodist minister asked ChatGPT to come up with prayers, a sermon, and an original song based on the sermon for the church, which promises members a safe space to explore life's big questions. So I believe that these are just...
So it doesn't explain, though, why he...
No, he just did it. Wow. He's just a scientist, I guess.
Well, then you lied to me.
I know, I'm sorry.
Theme of the week.
Yeah, this is just two separate things.
Interesting.
3 separate things. Jeez Louise. I mean, why? I understand AI and ChatGPT, like, that's great for some things, but you don't do that in church. You don't let it spit out Bible verses.
Okay, it's a long story, but I was in church.
Okay.
I was at a church service with a friend.
With Justin Bieber.
I'm not getting into the whole backstory of that. All you guys need to know is I'm at this church in Beverly Hills, okay? And this pastor is talking about AI.
Really?
Yeah, he was talking about basically like embracing it, using biblical terminology to talk about like why it's actually like helpful. And I don't know what my life is like a lot of the time, or what the circumstance. I was just there.
It's wild.
Anyways,
Well,
I love it. I say bring AI everywhere. I'm going to counter your leave it out of church, and I'm going to say, why not?
okay.
AI not.
Okay.
Anyways, this first Am I the Asshole says, am I the asshole for telling my husband's parents and sister not to use me in their sick and twisted scheme to erase his late wife?
Oh, a scheme? Okay.
It says, I'm married to a widower. We've been married for 4 years, together for 6, and known each other for 8. We met at a grief support group. I lost my sister to cancer around the same time he lost his late wife, Tasha. We bonded and supported each other, and our relationship happened slowly over 2 years of being friends. One thing I have always known is his love for Tasha has never faded. He never wants it to fade. He misses her every single day, and so do his children. My stepchildren. He struggled with the idea of finding someone else, not least of all because his family started pushing for this 13 months after his loss. In time, he wanted this himself and we fell in love. But I have always known there would be no us without his loss. I was never jealous or insecure of that. I love his love for Tasha. It tells me how amazing he is as a person.
Aw.
It's also good for his kids to see the love he still holds for their mom. My sister's widower remarried after 6 months and has erased my sister with their children. He stopped me having a relationship with them too, and I hate it. The kids being good with us was the most important thing to us when we became something more. The only condition they had was to support their mom. They didn't want her to be forgotten. They didn't want my husband to stop talking about her or for photos to disappear from the house. Some did come down, but they're still in the house and not on the walls, and there are still photos of her around. It works. I tell my daughter and will tell my son I'm pregnant with that she's their big sibling's mom and daddy's late wife. They all know who she is and what she means to our family. But my husband's parents and sister don't like that Tasha is still very much loved and kept alive because they didn't like her. They didn't approve of their son marrying at 20 and loving somebody who came from a very unfavorable family. They judged Tasha for it harshly. They think I'm far better, so they expected me to replace Tasha. They were especially horrified that my husband keeps a photo of Tasha in his wallet and on his desk at work. There's also photos of me in both. Recently, they brought this up with me and told me I should forbid my husband from doing this. They said it's horribly disrespectful to me and it has prevented my husband's teenage children from truly embracing me as their mother. They told me to march right up to him in front of everyone and tell him he cannot keep photos of his dead wife anymore. It bothered me so much that they were so callous about it. I told them not to use me in their sick and twisted scheme to erase Tasha because I want no part of it. They focused on the sick and twisted aspect, and they're saying I called them sick and twisted and accused me of overreacting to their support. My husband is furious with them since he heard and told them to be thankful his kids hadn't heard them. Am I the asshole?
No, you sound like you have a very level head. You're very respectful.
Yeah.
I think his family sounds like the asshole.
Parents and sister, whatever, they're all the asshole.
Yeah.
For
the
sure.
kid's mom will always be their mom,
Yeah.
deceased or not, and you ridding the house of things of hers isn't going to make them like you more.
It would make them hate her.
Yeah. Wild.
Wild. Okay, and then I have this next one that says, am I the asshole because an employee died after I fired her?
Oh, no.
I manage a retail shop in a tourist city. I hired an applicant named Bruce. He had a full-time job, but he was perfect for the 16-ish hours I was looking to cover. Months later, I was looking for seasonal help. Bruce recommended his roommate, a woman with a medical assistant background named Sally. Around the holidays, a lot of people step outside their chosen fields to earn more money. Sally's references checked out when I hired her. Her training period was uneventful, and during that time, I learned that she had type 1 diabetes. We worked at a break schedule so that she could eat/test whenever she needed. It wasn't a hardship to accommodate her. Her performance was disappointing. When asking for ID with credit cards, she would make comments like, "You gained so much weight since this picture."
Oh, no.
Or, "This says your hair is blonde. Your hair is blue. I can't accept this." She would argue about tasks, saying she's a cashier and isn't paid to sweep the floor or tidy up merchandise. The job role specified both of these tasks. She didn't accept feedback gracefully, and I told her her employment was in jeopardy. Well, Bruce calls me. They're now married, and they sped up the relationship because they needed the health care, and he needed her to be on the lease of his apartment. On my end, all I had to do was have them sign liability waivers and scheduled them apart. A few weeks later, I got a customer complaining that Sally denied him service because she didn't like his tattoos. A second customer calls to complain that not only did Sally deny him service because of tattoos, but she pulled down her pants to show him a tattoo on her backside.
Oh, Sally?
Sally. On camera, I find Sally mooning the customer. I type up a termination notice and fire her. She refused to sign it or take a copy. I treated the situation as any other, stuck to, she is no longer with the company if asked. Bruce didn't quit. He got angry at me not long after. Sally had applied for a hospital job and was denied because I gave a bad reference. No one had called me for a reference. Sally told him I fired her for being messy and combative about breaks. This is not true, but I can't tell Bruce that. Unless Sally signs a disclosure, I can't share any details of her employment/termination with anyone. I called the hospital that denied Sally. The HR department told me they had an application with her, but had not reached out for references as she was not being considered. What I infer from this is Sally lied to Bruce about why she was fired, and then when the job search went bad, she told Bruce I was ruining her prospects. Soon after, Bruce calls. He'd been trying to call Sally, but she didn't answer. He went home from his other job and found her dead, complications from diabetes. Bruce quits, and he says she would still be alive if I hadn't fired her or sabotaged her, and that I'm the reason his wife is dead. I didn't tell him she lied to him. I don't see any way that would help him with his grief. Am I the asshole?
No. You know what? Multiple things can be true at once. Sally can be an asshole. Sally can be a bad worker.
Yep.
And Sally can die of complications.
Yep.
And it doesn't.
She sounds just like a pip, though. Like, the fact that she's like, oh my God, like, you've gained weight.
I love her for that.
Yeah, she's definitely a roaster. We love that. I love that she like wouldn't let people in for their tattoos and fully took her pants down and was like, look at mine.
Or like, you have blue hair now. This is not you.
Yeah, babe, I'm not letting you in.
And the person writing this I appreciate when people are by the book. And it sounds like this person is by the book.
Yeah.
And no, not the asshole. Sally, poor rest in peace, Sally, but you sound like an asshole.
When I get buff enough, I want to be a bouncer.
Okay.
That's my next prospect if podcasting doesn't work out. I would love to look at people's IDs all day long. Because nobody looks like...
Everybody looks... No, actually, my ID pictures have always been great. I lie about my weight on there, but I do, but mine look good.
Mine never come out good.
I look like a beauty queen.
Not in that Costco fucking membership card, remember?
No, I looked like Sally, okay? Little menace.
If you guys have any funny ID pictures, I would love to see.
Oh my God, please.
Because I always take really bad ones because one, I was smiling really big in one of my last ones and someone made fun of me once. I don't know if it was a cop or a bouncer. They're like, you're cheesing hard. And so then my next one, I didn't smile at all. I'm just scowling. I need a new one, but I don't want to go to...
God. I'm telling you, mine from when I was like 18, I had it from 18 to like just recently.
I remember that because I remember seeing the picture. I'm like, who's this?
Well, I would get ID'd and people would be like, you know, look at it, look at me, look at it, look at me, look at it, look at me. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking get it. I don't look like I did when I was 18. Jeez. I had red hair. Hot.
Good.
Not anymore.
Well, I'm up first this week. You got a side bitch for us?
Okay, I have a side bitch from the Somerset Guardian and Radstock Observer from 1931. This woman is me and I am her. Okay?
Okay.
Maria Lynette, 60, widow of Devon, died in Charing Cross Hospital, London, after an operation for removal of part of a hydatid cyst as big as a coconut. At the inquest at which a verdict of death by misadventure was recorded, the coroner, Mr. Ingleby Audie, said that there was no doubt that the woman had lost her life through devotion to her dog, from whom she had got the cyst. She had evidently been kissing it and feeding it at meals, afterwards using her fingers to put food into her mouth. It is another lesson of the disgusting habit of kissing dogs, the coroner added. It was stated that cysts were caused by minute eggs from small worms found in the intestines of some dogs. They are bladder-like formaceous.
Gross. That's disgusting.
I know. I kiss my dogs and let them lick me all the time.
Oh, they'll lick their butts and lick around the mouth.
Well, I'm fine. I don't have any cysts yet.
All right. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning in my coffin. We'll be right back.
And we're back. Spencer, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Well, we have talked a good amount about different disastrous funeral home situations on this show.
We sure have.
And Madison, this week, I decided I was going to go over to Yelp, TripAdvisor, and other places in between to collect some of the wildest one-star reviews for funeral home fuck-ups.
Oh my God. Okay. I love this.
I have to note, a lot of these are extremely sad, but some that made me laugh out loud. And I mean zero disrespect, but because it's so wild, it's unbelievable. And I'm going to be giving locations, but not names for these funeral homes, because while some of these are atrocious and I feel like people should know, I also don't want to get sued.
And you can do your own research.
Yeah, read between the lines. Okay, so this first one's from Los Angeles for a funeral home. This is from May 29th, 2023. It says, "Please do not bring your loved ones here. We used this business for my sister's services on May 25th and 26th. The improper embalming that was done for her left family and friends talking about the horrific smell that came from her casket.
Oh, no.
Not only was there a stench, but there were small flies on her face, and perfume could not cover it.
No.
When opening the casket, there were also trash bags on her side. I've never seen this before. One of our family members ended up tucking the plastic underneath her. On Friday, the smell was even worse. The smell came through the closed casket as we stood outside of it at the cemetery.
Oh, God.
It was obvious they failed to embalm her professionally if the stench became stronger by the following day. It was heartbreaking and traumatic to see my sister's body handled the way that it was.
Yeah.
Disrespectful and disturbing. I understand the process that the body takes, but this is the reason that we pay for these services.
Right.
This is not the way anyone should be remembered. It was extremely heartbreaking for family and friends. After this scarring experience, my family should be reimbursed for the embalming service. I called to speak to someone about this experience, and I've yet to get a call back. Do not allow this place to mistreat your loved one." Can you fucking imagine? You're so fragile.
Expose.
You're like at the most fragile point in your life.
Yeah, they made a good point. That's why we pay for services like this, because yes, as Americans, we're like so, disconnected from death, but that doesn't mean even if we were more connected that we want to smell that.
Okay, well, we have another one for this business.
Same one.
Yes, that says bad, bad, bad in all caps. List the people who work there. Horrible. That's what this place is. From the service to changing dates of the service to not following up with the family, everyone in that place blames someone else for not being on point with their work. Always trying to blame others in any outsourced work. Please have an option for 0 stars for these kinds of places. We had our dates for the wake changed 3 different times. We had our services changed 2 times. We were told they moved him not once but 2 times without notifying my aunt. They wanted to charge for him being overweight, but my aunt had already paid for that fee, just trying to get more money. Money hungry is what they all are. It took us 6 weeks to sort everything out and lay him to rest. Does anyone know if this place will do a refund for payments already made so we can help others? Go somewhere else, please. 6 weeks and my aunt didn't have all the proper paperwork in place because of them not doing their work. Absolutely trash funeral home.
Wow.
We have one more for them.
Holy shit. Okay.
It says, if I could give a negative number of stars for this business, I would. Let me enumerate the experiences my family had at this funeral home, and you can decide for yourself whether or not you want to give them your business. A day or two before my great aunt's service, my aunt was sent an email saying that the mortuary didn't have the color of casket my great aunt had requested, and that we would be getting a different one altogether. My aunt tried calling and emailing repeatedly to discuss other options, but was unable to get a reply. We did not get to choose the new color. That's something that's so personal.
I know.
Especially if that person had a preference
Yep.
for it. Insane. The day of the service, my mother, one of my aunts, and myself showed up around 8:45 to 8:50 a.m. to the mortuary. My great aunt's viewing was at 9. We walked up to the chapel where the viewing was to be held and discovered that nothing had been set up. We went into the main office to ask about the service and were simply told that it wasn't 9 yet and we needed to wait outside. We did, and when it was 9 a.m., we went into the chapel and found that still nothing was set up. My family and great aunt's friends began arriving and we set up what we could. About a half hour after the scheduled time, the staff finally put out my great aunt in her casket. Her hair and makeup had not been completed, and we were told by the staff to leave the chapel in order to let them finish their preparations. My cousin noted, as we were being hustled out, that some of the staff handling my great aunt's body weren't even wearing gloves. After being shuffled outside, we were treated to a dreary and disturbing sight. The mortuary had set up a small tent with mismatched furniture and cheap plastic tables for the family and friends to congregate within. Surrounding that area were floral arrangements for my great aunt, which hadn't been set up, a dirty metal storage pod, and caskets. Stacks of empty caskets, partially covered in tarps, surrounded the area. It was deeply unsettling to be faced with.
It's like a haunted house.
Seriously, since my first thought was to wonder if there were bodies inside. While I'm sure that isn't true, I probably is.
Wouldn't put it past him.
It was what popped in my head and upset the rest of me and my family. We were made to wait in this area for another 20 or so minutes until 9:55 a.m. when we were told we could go inside and begin our services. That's fucking crazy. While my family was able to celebrate and remember my great aunt fondly, the only parts of that service that weren't a disaster were the ones we handled personally. The staff was dismissive and rude. The chapel itself was old and in need of renovations. The treatment of my great aunt's body and last wishes was an embarrassment. I understand that we are in truly historic and terrible times. This came out during COVID, and that funeral homes in LA are being overwhelmed by the volume of death that has occurred. In spite of these circumstances, the behavior and level of unprofessional care which my family received is unacceptable and frankly emotionally cruel. I hope my experiences give future customers the proper context for what treatment to expect when they choose this mortuary.
Wow.
It's just such a personal thing, and you're at this such raw, vulnerable space when you're dealing with a loved one's death that I cannot imagine just being like, oh, go sit on these plastic chairs next to this fucking stack of caskets while we finish doing her hair and makeup.
Fucked up.
An hour late. Crazy. Like, I mean, I get things being late, and especially during COVID. I know that it was probably chaos, but
Right.
But that's one area that you're like, you can't fuck with
You can't.
people.
They should be, I mean, we've said this before, they should be upheld to the highest standard.
Yeah. Seriously. And then I have one for a Glendale, Arizona funeral home that said, worst experience and funeral home I've dealt with in my life. They damaged my mother's casket. They made the burying of my mother a horrible experience. They did not make sure the machine that held my mother's casket was properly secured. And because of rushing to stay on schedule, they almost allowed her to fall into her gravesite. If I didn't stop them, she would have. Her body rolled around in her casket, so we had to take her back to the funeral home from the gravesite to position her back properly.
Oh, Lord.
We do not believe in disturbing the dead, and that's exactly what they did. Myself, my children, her grandchildren, and my entire family were devastated and even more traumatized. This is not how I wanted to lay my mother to rest at all. They offered nothing to my family for the mental and emotional damages and didn't even offer to cover the cost of the service, even though they have a satisfaction guarantee, which obviously they do not honor. I wouldn't recommend anyone here, and honestly, me and my family are upset because we chose them to handle my mother's service. They definitely dropped the ball tremendously and do not plan on making it right. They traumatized young children, and they permanently tarnished the last memory my family has of my mother being laid to rest, and that pain will never go away. But I'm like, what? They really rattled her.
They really rattled her. You know, I was thinking, bring back the coffin belts from like the 1800s.
Secure her.
Secure the bag.
Secure the bag, baby.
Wow.
And then we're going to go back to LA, different funeral home this time.
Okay.
And it says, oh God, this one it's so sad. It says, we recently had a stillborn and we randomly picked blank funeral home from a list of funeral homes provided by a social worker at Hollywood Presbyterian Hospital. They said they would pick up our baby daughter and deliver her ashes to us in Santa Barbara. After we went home, we realized that we didn't have her handprints and footprints from the hospital. We were panicked and anxious to have anything to memorialize her life. We asked someone to remake her prints for us. We purchased all the materials for them, canvas boards, frames, and we were charged $400 to take her imprints. We didn't mind paying the money because what mattered to us was that we have these keepsakes. We waited for about a week and our worst nightmare began when we received them. Out of 8 canvases, 6 of them were forged. They painted our daughter's fingerprints and some of her palm.
What?
We were shocked beyond words that the funeral home we entrusted to be compassionate and caring in our greatest time of despair could be so unethical. How could they think of forging our baby's handprints? Sadly, we couldn't even remake her prints because our daughter had already been cremated. The loss of our daughter has already been the most heart-wrenching pain we've ever experienced, and the fact that we don't have authentic handprints of hers is devastating. We tried to email them about our frustration, and they've yet to respond over a week later. I'm writing this review because we don't want any bereaving families to go through a similar pain. If you are choosing a funeral home, find somewhere else with ethics and honesty, and importantly, with respect to the loss of loved ones.
Oh, God. They deserve to be sued.
Well, first of all, they should have been like, we can't do it if they couldn't do it.
Totally.
But at least respond and refund those people their money back.
Yeah.
Because there's also, here's my issue with Yelp in general. Like, we've both worked customer service jobs in the past. I've had reviews written about me, I'm sure.
Yeah, anyone can go on there and say shit.
And it's always, their side of the story, right? So it can be like, well, I asked for this and they won't give me or like there were certain people, working in customer service who do things or complain about something just because they want their money back, even though they're in the wrong. And
right.
Like, I'm not going to fucking do that. But
this you can't debate.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So this next one, I forget where I pulled this one from, but it says, contrary to others' experiences, my wife and her sister found this mortuary to be much less than satisfactory. The hospital recommended them, so they used them in spite of the rough handling the body received when they came to the house to pick up the body and the dark, oppressive sense my wife and her sister had when they visited the mortuary. Their father wanted an open casket, so they paid the associated fees. However, at the viewing, his appearance did not come even close to his previous appearance. His face was dusted with pink powder in a manner that a half-blind old lady might, who had no understanding of how to use makeup. In the 6 years since this experience, we've used the services of 2 other mortuaries, and both have exhibited the respect for the family and the dead that far exceeded that of this funeral home.
Wow.
Fucking imagine you going in and seeing Grandpa with fucking pink powdered glitter.
Love it.
I know my family would probably just laugh. I have a few from this funeral home in Texas.
Okay.
Hint, it's one we've talked about before, but still not going to name him.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Okay.
This person says, please take your loved one elsewhere. This funeral home did a horrible job on a loved one. They took absolutely no time in trying to make the deceased look anything like they did while alive. You could see fingerprints in the makeup they applied.
Oh, no.
And it was 3 shades lighter than the person's true skin color.
Oh.
Even if I won a free funeral from this funeral home, I would refuse. Do not have your loved one mistreated at this funeral home. Well, because, the makeup they use is so, like, waxy and thick, that I'm like, I could see, oh, God.
Yep.
It would be chilling to see a fingerprint on somebody's face.
I know.
Another one for that funeral home said, my uncle passed away. At the wake, I noticed peanut shells in his coffin.
What?
I was totally aghast. He's allergic to peanuts. Hard to accept this. My wife cried when she saw it. We tried to take the shells out of the coffin, but they slipped into the crevices, and then it got awkward because there was a long line behind us. I mean, who do I complain to?
What?
Somebody was just fucking
Eating peanuts.
shopping.
And he's allergic to them?
Yeah. I mean, well, it's not going to do much of that.
No, I know, but God,
still,
the disrespect.
Disrespect.
Holy shit.
Last one from that funeral home. They said, this is the Walmart of funeral homes. OMG. Typos on the obituary. Blurry screens. Slideshows interrupted. Please get life insurance so you can avoid having to settle for this place.
Fuck.
Uh-huh. This last one comes from Kalamazoo.
Ooh.
I think he might have just had an embarrassing experience. Here we are. He says, never will use this funeral home in the future. Was here for a close family member's funeral service, and although the attendant staff was friendly, they were not attentive. It had snowed the night before, and the entire day and evening of the service, their entryway walkway was not clear and was easily a slipping hazard. They must be trying to drum up some more business with a slip and fall accident.
Oh, this man fell.
Not only that, facility was nothing fancy, but suppose if you like using a local business, this would be the place. Oh, one more thing. The men's bathroom door doesn't close all the way. So if you think it's locked, it really isn't.
He got a triple or double whammy. He probably ate
He probably
shit.
slipped getting there. He was
Embarrassing.
bathroom fucking blowing it up, and someone walks
In.
Whoa.
Oh, he's just angry.
Sorry, Derek. Sorry about your experience, babe. I don't know. That sounds like it's kind of on you on that one.
That sounds like it's on you, Derek.
But I get it, because today was one of those days where everything was annoying, like bumping your hip on something.
Oh, and you just want to punch something.
Yeah, and then my final straw is I went to go replace the toilet paper in the bathrooms.
Uh-huh.
I had like dropped one down the stairs. I had to
Yep.
go get it. I went into the pink bathroom, and I'm like, God damn it, just let me get it in. And I take out the little toilet paper, the spring thing. It shoots one side of it across like the plastic tip. And I was just like so mad trying to put this. I was like, why is this happening to me?
I remember one time. It makes me cry laughing because I was so embarrassed for Cisco.
What happened?
He's not violent at all. He's like a big teddy bear. And this is like when we lived in our first place together, and we had it was so fucking hot, and we had a unit, like an AC unit that went into the window.
Uh-huh.
And I remember we were already like just fighting because it was so hot, and like just talking shit to each other. And the window was like higher up, so he was like trying to fix the tube and whatever. And this like tube fell on his head, and he just went and like punched a hole in the wall. And I was sitting there like,
Red flag.
yeah, I was like, that was crazy.
Oh my God, wait, but I love when you have moments like that, because you feel so like.
He felt so stupid. Like,
You're like,
what?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel so
I
dumb.
was so much better than him.
Yeah, in that moment, you're just like,
I was like, how?
get a grip.
Wow. Yeah. It was great.
Remember when I was putting one at my old apartment? I was putting a window, AC unit in the window, and it fell out.
Remember when the TV fell on your head?
Yeah. Fuck. God. I don't know what lesson I'm supposed to be learning in this life, but
God.
no wonder I don't remember shit. I've been hitting that so many times. Hey, right.
Oh, God.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll hear what had you spinning in your coffin, Madison.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Okay, guys, we are talking about hair again.
Okay.
But more importantly, barbers. And I do go off on a few tangents in this coffin spinner, so I apologize in advance, but it will all make sense, and it's all things you guys gotta know.
Okay.
I looked back through my notes and we've like briefly touched on barbers in past episodes with like one or two sentences. That's it.
Yes.
And I'll refresh your memory shortly. But when I was researching last week for patents, I came across an old advertisement from 1912 from a company called Razorless Post-Mortem Shave Co.
Okay.
Which is obviously right up our alley. The advertisement said, latest discovery, shave the corpse without a razor. Our wonderful razorless post-mortem shaving powder will do it. No cuts or discolorations to be feared. Then it goes on, unlike other preparations that have been offered heretofore for the same purpose, this powder contains no acids and has no offensive odor. It accomplishes shaving by a mere application without injuring or discoloring the skin in the least.
Okay.
I thought it was such a cool idea because and I'm going to bring something out from the Victorian Book of the Dead, but they talk about barbers having to shave so many corpses. The advertisement has a blurb from men named Professor Auguste Renard and Clay Renard. And so I like looked into that. I'm like, who are these people saying it's good, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Auguste Renard was a pioneer when it came to embalming. He published the Undertaker's Manual in 1878, which is said to be the first like modern embalming textbook. From that book, it says a treatise of useful and reliable information embracing complete and detailed instructions for the preservation of bodies, also the most approved embalming methods with hints on the profession of undertaking. He also founded the Renard School for Embalming in Manhattan and is considered the father of arterial embalming. So him putting his stamp of approval on this razorless shave product, I think is really telling. And then I was looking up, there are a ton of products today like this that still exist, but not for the deceased. For example, there's the Magic Shaving Powder. They've been around since 1901. And I think it's kind of like a Nair, but it's like powder and then you add water and then it just removes hair. So I love it. I'm going to get into barbers in a second, but that razorless thing sent me down a little rabbit hole. So I was looking at more products for the dead and I found two that I would really like to buy for myself, Spencer, because they sound so great. Both of them I found on frigidfluid.com who makes every embalming product you need. Remember, we were going to go to one of their seminars?
Yeah.
But they never responded to us. I was looking through their makeup products, and I know they're for the deceased, but I found the perfect eyeshadow palette that is literally every neutral, and I was so tempted to add it to cart. I mean, they have beautiful brushes, everything. This other product came up though, and it is in the most beautiful gold aerosol bottle. It looks so retro, it's shiny, and it's called Lanol Care. I hope I'm saying that right. It's Lanol. It helps keep tissues moisturized and lifelike. It also is great to spray as like a setting spray on the deceased after the makeup has been applied because it brings the lifelike glow back into the skin and makes sure nothing looks too powdery. It also will help prevent freezer burn on bodies. Their embalmer tips say spray onto the hair when using Marcel curlers or flat irons. Also, they say cleaning and brushing through old knotted wigs to make them look new and healthy.
Wow.
I want it. It's $11. I'm not a professional, so by no means am I recommending these products for the living, but
You are a professional makeup artist by trade, so.
yeah, but I think these products are actually, I don't know, because there's some products I've put on my face that have probably, were very dangerous. Okay, next is this kind of like dry shampoo, which these are things I never thought of, like,
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a dry shampoo called Dry Hair Cleaner, and it will clean dirt, hair dye, cosmetics, and tobacco stains from hair, mustaches, eyebrows, and fingers.
Oh.
It's fun to go on these websites and just like look at the little things they offered. They even had like a stress ball that they were selling, and it was in the shape of an embalming machine, and it was very cute.
Love.
Okay, so now on to barbers. I was on the nationalbarbermuseum.org, which has a full history laid out, and I was super surprised to find that barbering dates back 6,000 years. So we're talking 5,000 BC, when the Egyptians performed barbering services using tools like oyster shells and sharpened flint. And the role of a barber was held in a super high regard. Not just anybody could be a barber. There's also like a rich history of barbering dating back to ancient Greece, as well as the Mayans, just to name a few. But the Middle Ages is really where I want to talk about, because the Middle Ages is where barbers, it just got hairy. No pun intended. Many barbers not only groomed you, but they also could perform dentistry on you and some surgeries. This included pulling teeth, giving enemas, fire cupping, leeching, and bloodletting, and even amputations. And they were known as barber surgeons.
Hello, Sweeney Todd, baby.
Sweeney Todd, exactly. From barbersurgeonsguild.com, it says, quote, early barber surgeons found their home within the monasteries of Europe. Due to strict regulations, both religious and sanitary, monks were required to keep a shaved head. As a result, each monastery had to train or hire a barber surgeon to take care of grooming and medical procedures. The process of bloodletting, which I'm going to get into in a second, practiced by monks, was passed on to barber surgeons, thus cementing them within the surgical field. Barbers who had a knack for handling sharp instruments such as scissors and razors assisted in bloodletting for the sick. As the profession progressed, barber surgeons, not doctors, were charged with conducting surgical operations and looking after soldiers during and after battle. We'll get more into that, but first I want to talk about bloodletting, because I don't think we've gone into detail about it on the show. But it's basically taking blood out of a person as a preventative measure against disease and illnesses, or like a means to cure a disease or illness. There are a few theories that date back to ancient times about bloodletting. One I read I thought was kind of funny. It's from Hippocrates. He practiced medicine basically abiding by this theory of the four humors. He felt that we had 4 different liquids in our body that could just fuck us up physically and mentally if they were imbalanced. There was phlegm, yellow bile, black bile, and blood. Then another famous physician, Galen, he felt like bloodletting, you could rebalance your humors. So, yeah. So like if you drained blood, you could start to balance those liquids. Bloodletting was very much a thing up until a few centuries ago, and your local barber was probably performing it on you. Going back a little bit, in 1096, barber surgeons actually formed their first organization in France. This was right after beards were prohibited because of an archbishop who thought that it wasn't Christian to have one. And then in the 1300s, according to the National Barber Museum, barbers sort of split off into 2 different types. So you had your barbers who were just barbers, and then you had your barbers who were barbers and surgeons. From the barbersurgeonguild.com, they say by 1540, the United Company of Barber Surgeons was founded, a craft guild consisting of professional barber surgeons who were dedicated to surgical treatments and dental extractions. At this time, barber surgeons still provided grooming services such as shaving and hair cutting. In contrast, this coalition of barber surgeons existed at the same time as the Royal College of Physicians, which consisted of the real doctors. This separation between barber surgeons and physicians persisted during the establishment of hospitals. And I want to interject because I read a lot about how at the time surgeons and people practicing medicine were very separate. And barber surgeons used astrology and the lunar phases of the moon to determine treatment for a person.
Wonderful.
Yeah, rather than read a medical book. But then also at the time, I don't know how helpful a medical textbook would be.
Yeah.
But there were still barber surgeons when people were practicing medicine. They were just like 2 separate things, like held to 2 different standards. It goes on to say hospitals began to designate a specific area for physicians to practice, while barber surgeons performed their trade in a commercial capacity using the red and white striped pole to promote themselves. We'll get into the red and white striped pole, but I do have to say, King Henry VIII, we haven't heard from him in a while.
That bitch has been real quiet since Obituary came out.
Yeah, he loved a barber surgeon.
I bet he did.
There's a very famous oil painting called The Holbein, which is a painting of King Henry VIII with a bunch of barber surgeons around him to celebrate the union of barbers and surgeons in 1540. He not only granted the charter between barbers and surgeons, but he also allowed barber surgeons to get bodies to dissect yearly. It was about 4 hanged corpses.
So maybe
And
he
here's
wasn't.
one of the paintings.
Maybe he wasn't all bad.
I don't
He's
know.
a big teddy bear.
No, honey, he's wild. Okay, so we have all seen that spinning red and white pole that sits outside of a barber shop, and I feel like they're just so cute. Remember, you sent me a picture of one that had like poodles all over it that was for sale. I just feel like they're so retro, but it actually has everything to do with bloodletting. According to the Barber's Manual, which I believe is from 1898, it says in that manual, the modern barber pole originated in the days when bloodletting was one of the principal duties of the barber. The 2 spiral ribbons painted around the pole represents the 2 long bandages, one twisted around the arm before bleeding, and the other used to bind afterward. Originally, when not in use, the pole with a bandage wound around it so that both might be together when needed was hung at the door as a sign. But later, for convenience, instead of hanging out the original pole, another one was painted in imitation of it and given a permanent place on the outside of the shop. This was the beginning of the modern barber pole. Okay, but I've also heard that the blue ribbon represents blood in the veins, while red represents arterial blood, and that on the original poles, there was a wash basin at the top, which represented where they would keep the leeches for sucking your blood, and then a sink at the bottom where your blood went.
Oh, it's interesting. I like hearing all the backstories.
I know.
Very interesting. Thank you for those tidbits.
Yeah.
And now that we heard what had you spinning in your coffin, let's get into some tidbituary.
Okay.
Okay. This one, actually, I had a different one for today. And then this morning, my friend Maddie, who you actually met in Arizona, she came to our Phoenix show.
Yes.
She sent me this obituary on Instagram, and it says, "Death came with catching of ball."
Ooh.
And it's from 1906, and it says, Pittsburgh, July 21st. During a baseball game between railroad employees yesterday, B.F. Hicks, who was playing left field, was killed by a train as he ran on the tracks after a long foul. He was gazing into the air at the ball, and when his comrades shouted at him that the train was bearing down upon him, he was so interested in getting the ball that he failed to take the warning. Just as he caught the ball, the engine struck him. When the body picked up, the ball was still clutched in his hand.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Sad.
Wait, I want to find. She also sent me a message because she was like, I was randomly watching this documentary about the history of sports. And she's like, I also learned that back in the day, they didn't use gloves when they were playing baseball.
Oh, wow.
They just barehanded them because
Ooh.
they thought gloves were seen as weak. They called them sissy mittens.
God.
Oh, crazy.
Wow. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
Who you got?
God. Okay, I have a death notice from the Victorian Book of the Dead. It's from Idaho Falls Times from 1901, and it says death from poisoned razor.
Ooh.
Mr. Maseracki, a member of one of the richest and best families in Austria, has just died of blood poisoning, brought about in a very extraordinary way. Several cases have already occurred of contagious diseases communicated by a cut from a razor that the barber had neglected to clean. But this is the first case of death. Mr. Maseracki at first paid no attention to the cut, but swelling and fever compelled him to call in a surgeon, unfortunately too late. The poison had entered his system. He died a few hours after the operation. It is supposed that the razor had been used to shave a dead man before he was laid out in the coffin, and that it had not been cleaned afterward. It appears that there is no law to punish a man who thus causes the death of a fellow creature. And as there are no public inquests in Austria, there is no official information, even as to the name of the barber.
Ooh.
Isn't that crazy?
Mystery.
He got cut because a barber was using a dead man's razor.
Crazy.
Very crazy.
I love it. Well, Madison, we have spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our obituaries.
And that means it's time for some dumb
Ass.
criminals.
Who do you got for me?
Oh my God. I have a woman. This is from Thursday, November 12th, 2009. This is from the Northern Valley Suburbanite. And it says, woman in costume arrested for DWI. Cresskill police sent out an alarm about a gray 2005 Mini Cooper wanted in a hit and run of a parked vehicle on October 25th. An officer spotted a vehicle matching the description stopping on Serpentine Road. The officer activated his lights to initiate a stop and approached the vehicle. According to police reports, the driver accelerated forward, nearly striking the officer and hitting his patrol car door. He ordered the driver to stop, and the officer lost sight of the vehicle as it drove away. He relocated the vehicle on Park Street and followed it as it turned onto Hardenberg Avenue. The officer attempted to stop the vehicle. According to reports, the vehicle slowed down, then sped up, then finally came to a stop. The driver was ordered to exit the vehicle and unlock the doors. The windows were fogged, so the officer couldn't see how many occupants were in the vehicle. Eventually, the officer had to force entry, breaking the window to unlock the doors. Amanda Giraldo, 22, of Hackensack, who was dressed as a witch with no shoes on and leaves in her hair, was arrested and charged with eluding, aggravating assault of a police officer, driving while intoxicated, reckless driving, and failure to comply with the police officer. She was released on her own recognizance with $10,000 bail. The vehicle had a flat left rear tire and damage to the front rear spoiler and fender scratches.
Oh my
She had a fucking
God.
rough night.
Wow.
Leaves in her hair and no shoes.
Just as a witch.
Uh-huh.
God love her.
Who you got?
Okay, I have a dumbass from Florida. Oh my gosh. And Spencer, you know what? You are a person who has a bunch of tattoos, right?
Sure.
Would you ever just get one and not pay for it?
Nope.
Okay, well, this man got a tattoo and he didn't pay for it.
Well, actually, let me clarify. If someone spelled something crazy or did what I didn't want them to do, then I could see being like, well, fuck you.
This person wanted it. This is from Fox 35 Orlando. This is in St. Petersburg, Florida. Max Krejicant, 33, of Clearwater, was arrested on a petty theft charge on December 2nd, deputies said. On December 2nd, deputies were called to Ink Gods in St. Petersburg after Max received the $250 tattoo, but when it was time to pay, he allegedly did not have his debit card. He reportedly could not provide proof of having that amount of money in his bank and allegedly refused to pay the bill. And in his bag that he was holding, there was only about $6 and a driver's license. And do you want to know what his tattoo was?
Yes.
It said Waffle House.
Oh.
And now he's sitting in jail.
Dumbass.
Dumbass.
For multiple reasons. Well, actually, Waffle House slaps, so.
Yeah.
One of our first dates, we went to the Waffle House.
I think you're thinking of another girl. No, we went to Roscoe's.
Oh, that's right. We went to Roscoe's.
We don't have Waffle Houses
No,
here.
that's
We have
right.
Roscoe's.
I'm sorry.
But Roscoe's does slap.
I remember Cisco was there.
With another girl?
No.
Well, that's where he called me from a payphone when I blocked him when we first started dating outside of Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Crazy times. We were young and crazy.
Young and crazy, man. Hey, I went to the P.O. box.
I see a package. Give it to me. Give it to me. Show me to me. I'm going to guess it's artwork. Or a gun.
Maybe a book?
Maybe a book. Oh my God, what is this? The Big Hot Book of Obituary quote.
What?
Oh my God, wait. I just got full body chills. We have to read the card. What is this? Dear Spencer, Madison, and the doggos. No, don't mind this card or my handwriting. You have beautiful handwriting. And this card makes me happy because it's a big smiley face.
So cute.
I love Obituary Quote Leader and you guys, and I decided to make a book with my favorite quotes from the both of you. So please enjoy. Thank you for all you do. Love your cult babe and Geoff. Cheyenne.
Wait, what?
I want to cry right now. This is a book of Spencer and Madison's most iconic quotes uttered on their own renowned podcast, Obituary. Geoffs, please enjoy.
I'm in shock. Okay. Oh my God. I don't even know where I am right now. Spencer, hey, fuck you, buddy.
It's a 5 stars, but fuck you, Madison. I'm no stranger to Googling stroking. Oh my God, these are all quotes.
Wait. This is quack, quack. This is the greatest thing ever. Bend over, bitch.
You deserve to be fucked and not in a good way. Wait, I love this.
This makes me so happy.
Oh, please, can you smoke a cigarette on Mars? Oh my God, this is so cool.
Let me see it. Let me see it closer. I want to hold it now. Suck a fart out of my ass, Madison. This is so thoughtful.
We're going to record a little video of it and put it on our Instagram.
You said, I've got a 2006 Honda Accord for an ass.
I don't know what we're talking about.
I said, what the fuck? His head is stuck in my hole. I don't remember that.
This is incredible. Thank you, Cheyenne, so much. This is probably one of my favorite things we've ever been sent. It's my favorite book.
Love that.
Don't buy our book. Buy this one.
Buy this book. Add that to my spank bank.
God, we're disgusting.
We really are. Holy shit. This is the greatest thing I've ever read. This is a masterpiece. It needs to be put on New York Times
Put it on the bestsellers list. Put it on the bestsellers list.
So cool.
Oh my God. That is so nice of you to fucking do. That is so beyond nice.
I'm just shook. This is a book I will
One
read.
thing about us is we love to read about ourselves.
Yeah.
Hey, we also did write a book, though, and you can get it at prh.com/obituary. And if you have stuff you want to send us, especially personalized books, send them to P.O. Box 18149, Long Beach, California, 90807. Everything else can be found on our website, obituarypodcast.com. But that is where we're going to leave it for the week. We'll see you next week with some more coffin spinners.
And obituaries.
And dumb
ass
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.